We've talked about posters, pets, and people. But today, let's take a step back. What was the Great War all about? Here are some essential facts, the bigger picture. It all began after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo. What started as a global crisis then spiraled into a global conflict. The Central Powers, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire, faced off against the Allies led by Britain, France, and Russia. At first, Italy was with the Central Powers and then it switched sides to join the Allies. And in 1917, the United States finally entered the war. On the Western Front, soldiers dug endless lines of trenches separated by the deadly space known as no man's land. New weapons changed the rules of war: machine guns, poison gas, tanks, submarines, and even airplanes. But it wasn't just in France and Belgium. The Eastern Front stretched across vast areas of Russia. Fighting flared in the Middle East as well, where the Ottoman Empire was, and battles raged at sea. In 1915, a German submarine sank the Lusitania, a British passenger ship. Almost 1,200 civilians were killed, including Americans. The world was horrified, and though the US didn't enter the war immediately, the sinking marked a turning point in American opinion. But then came 1917, the year everything changed. The Russian Revolution forced Russia to leave the war, while across the Atlantic, the United States finally entered. One empire out, one power in. But the war wasn't only fought with guns, as we know. We've talked about this already. On the home front, women worked in factories, making the weapons and ammunition that kept the war machine going. Propaganda posters encouraged sacrifice and duty, while rationing became a daily reality. And because the empires were global, so was the war. Indian soldiers fought in the trenches, Anzacs from Australia and New Zealand stormed Gallipoli, and troops from Africa and Canada joined the fight. The war finally ended with the Armistice on November the 11th, 1918. Then the Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, blamed Germany and redrew borders. Old empires collapsed. The Russian, Austro-Hungarian, and Ottoman empires were gone forever. But the peace was uneasy. The seeds of a second, even more destructive war were already planted. The Great War changed the world forever in ways that people in 1914 could never have imagined. This was Miss Janice Does History. See you next time.